Everyone, it's my pleasure to introduce Terrell Blodgett, a longtime friend and colleague and a real champion of performance management and local government. And we're going to just talk for a few minutes here with Terrell today about a special project that he's got going on. But first, Terrell, can you give us just a few highlights of your own professional background?
I started out in city management with 3 Texas cities, then went on a governor's staff here in Texas, ended up at the LBJ School of Public Affairs at University of Texas. And through all that, became interested in the whole area of performance management because it seemed to me that we weren't getting the kind of information for elected officials that they needed, and for the department heads and others as far as that goes. So in the 1990s, we started a Managing for Results conference at the LBJ School, which attracted over 800 state and local officials a couple of times. We had conferences in 1993, 95, 98, and 2000. And we considered very successful and attracted top people from around the country, like Mark.
Not that he was bored, but Terrell has launched an extraordinary project to thoroughly tell the story of the history of performance management. Terrell, you want to tell us a little bit about this project? And it's almost gotten away from me. It's so big now.
Well, Jay Fountain, who many of you know, the Assistant Director of Research at the Governmental Accounting Standards Board, longtime friend. Jay and I talked several months ago about undertaking a project on the history of performance measurement in government. And the more we talked, the more interested we got in thinking that it might be of interest to practitioners as well as academic people in the country about how all this area came about, where we are now, and what some of the future challenges are.
Very good. Well, I know that you and Jay have really started this project, but can you talk? Is it too early to talk about some of the other people you're getting involved?
Well, we have several people in mind, but I can say that Richard Green and Catherine Barrett are excited about joining us and writing one of the chapters, and we expect to have some other announcements shortly about other experts and gurus in the field who will be doing individual chapters, and we look forward to having an edited book that we hope will be helpful, particularly to practitioners. That's who we want to write it for.
Right. So, Terrell, the focus is on state and local government, all levels of government?
No, we're going to make a wide sweep. We're going to have chapters on not only state and local, but also the federal government, the work of Australia and New Zealand, the UK, and the other foreign countries, some of the work that the UN is doing in developing countries, and of course the federal government has done a lot in this, and they probably initiated efforts back in the 1880s or so, and that's the kind of thing we want to go back and take a look at and see where all this started and where we are now. But again, we want to also talk about the future, and we expect with these experts around the country that we hope to be able to make some interesting observations there.
Very good. Well, there's obviously a lot of lessons to be learned that will inform the future, and certainly local government, state government, federal government leaders are searching for answers right now. You know, in the midst of a recession, you know, how important is it, in your opinion, that they are focused on performance management at a time like this?
Well, obviously, this is a very critical time, and we're hopeful that these governments will not be just taking across-the-board cuts at these agencies, but there are a number of them that are going to be looking critically at the performance, what results they're getting, and we think even more units of government ought to be doing that, and we hope this book might encourage them to do so.
Well, the timing couldn't be better, Terrell, and we'll be watching and listening and watching to see how this project unfolds, and we're all looking forward to the book.
Good.
Thanks a lot.
I'm glad to visit with you, and we look forward to working with you on it too.
Thank you, Terrell. Pleasure to be involved with anything you're doing.
Okay.
Thanks.